Hi there. So, welcome to Fridays with Karen. Of course, this first one is being recorded on a Saturday. But I just want to run through some tools, the markers that I have, and show you the difference in the way that they mark on paper. Some of these are going to be very like a well duh type thing, but still, if I'm going through all my tools, might as well highlight them all. So first I'm going to do the Zig drawing pen, and they come in different sizes. This is the 0.1, so you'll see that it's very thin. The 0.2, the 0.3, the 0.4, the 0.5, and then it jumps to 0.8. Okay, then they have a Zig Millennium that I have, and this is the 0.8. It's a little smoother than the other one. And then there's one that's for manga drawing. This is the Zig Manga Ka. All of these were 01s in this set, but it came in multiple colors. So green, red, some grays, and this is the black. But you can see again it's very thin because it's an 01. Now there's another marker that's very thin called Microline. This is the 0.3, so it's 3 millimeters. It writes a little smoother than that Zig. And here's the Microline 0.5. I'm a fan of the thicker, but I can see when there would be a need for a thin. So then Crayola thin, everybody knows about Crayola thin. And then the regular Crayola, which, as I said in the Periscope, a lot of people use Crayola for their faux lettering. All right, and now we have the Pentel sign brush. This is one of my favorites. So there's 3 sizes. So this is the small one, and this middle size, and the biggest size. You can see it flattens out more, and a fatter line. And then this is the Pentel sign brush, Pentel sign, but it's not a brush, so it doesn't have any flexibility. It's just like a felt tip by itself. It's nice, but it doesn't give you that thin and thick line option. Here is the Airline sticks. But you can see it does do the thin and thick if you need it to. Thin, thick, okay. And then this is cedar markers, and it's a dual tip. So there's a brush end, which can do the, now the brush on that, you can see, look, it's already bending a little bit. So it's not one of the better brushes out there, I don't think. So beware. The bullet tip. Nothing wrong with the bullet tip. Ecoline brush. I'm a big fan of these. Look how juicy it is. Very liquidy. So for because this is a watercolor marker, so it will blend really nicely with other colors, or then if you just add water to it. All right, so Tombow. This is one of the favorite brushes out there. A lot of people out there will use the Tombow. It's a dual tipped, so here's the brush end. So a lot of people like the Tombow, and I do too. Then thick, then thick, then thick, and then the bullet tip. and it's real thin. And this is the brand that is the generic from like Michael's, but it's like the Tombow. And really for practicing, it's just fine. But not as good as the Tombow. Here's the bullet tip. But they're very comparable. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Neuland. This is the sketch one. I really like this one. It's just thin. It's like one of those earlier zig ones. So it's just like a felt tip, but very thin. It's very smooth. I like it a lot. And this is now that's the outliner version. So it's just permanent black, dark black. But this is the same, it's a wedge tip, but it's the same size as what they call the fine one. But you see how black that is. But it comes in a variety of colors. Oh wait, no. This is the... Did I get confused? Oh, darn. I messed up. My markers rolled. I should have known better. Nope. This is the fine one. Of course, because it's fine tipped. But it has a little bit of give. It's not a brush pen, but it's got a little give. All right, now this is the number one wedge tip. Okay, and then we've got the big boy. This is the outliner version of it, but it's what's called the big one. Look how big that wedge tip is. Wedge tip. Very, very nice and thick. Love it. All right. Now, Neuland also has a brush marker. It's called the art marker. There it is. And so there's the art marker. You can see it gives a real nice thin and thick. All right. Faber-Castell lettering. So here's the brush pen. Right, it's nice. I like it. I have a little 4-pack of these with just different colors. Let's see, the Zig Brushable. The Zig Brushable, they're both brushable brush tips, but it's 2 sizes, 1 on each side. And so, let's see. I think this is the bigger one. And then the other side is a little smaller. Okay, now we've got the Zig Clean Color Real Brush. This is not really for writing, I don't think, because the brush is so flexible on it that it's very difficult to get a real precise. See how it gives so easy? Be good for watercoloring, you know, to give some good color. But other than that, it doesn't give you a real precise line for letters. All right, so now we have the Copic. The Copic marker has a brush tip and a chisel tip. Oops. So here's the brush tip. I'm not real big fan of these for lettering. I'll go ahead and do the chisel on this one. But what is good about the, let's see. For the Copic, let's do the brush, is they are meant to be blendable. So they're good for adding your color. Let's see, let's go back over. So see how that line in the middle of them here, it just disappears because it kind of blends them together. So you get some gradient here if you need it when you're coloring. So there you go. Now they tell you how to do it. It's like, because there's 3 colors come in a blending pack, a blending trio. And so it's like they do something with the darker one and the lighter one and go over them with the middle or something like that. But still, this was the darkest and the lightest, and the middle there line is gone. So it just blends very nicely. Okay, now the Cedar Markers Liquid Chalk. I really like these. Nice, bright, vibrant colors. And then the Winsor and Newton watercolor marker. Let's see. There is the chiseled or the bullet tip. These write nicely. And here's the brush tip. A lot of nice color in there. And then Sharpie has its own brush pen. The brush has a lot of give, so there again it's kind of hard for a lot of preciseness, but still, it's for brushes, it's fine to play with. Okay, now for the final page we are going to start with the Stabilo, which is one of my favorites. So here's Stabilo. I really like them. They kind of have a look. So like here's some different ones I'm going to be using. So this is the Stabilo 88. So it's very fine. And then we've got this one's my favorite of this kind. It's a 68. So see, it's a little thicker, which I told you that's kind of my preference. But this one's a little bit kind of in between. This is a Stabilo Point Max. It's a harder end, but it's kind of in between those two. And then this is the Stabilo Trio Scribby. So it's triangle in shape for when you hold it, but it's a thicker marker. And then something that I've seen a lot of people use lately are the highlighters, the Stabilo highlighters. So this is the Boss Pastels, and they use them a lot for shading with other colors. And so people, would go through there and they would shade the other markers with the pastel. Now, colored pencils. These are our last three. This is the Stabilo Trio. It's called Stabilo Trio Thick because it's a thicker pencil. Like I really like the Crayola Mega colored pencils, but I can't find them anymore, and this was the closest I could find. It's triangular shape as well, so it won't roll off, but it's a nice colored pencil. Stabilo also has a little stubby thing called a Woody 3-in-1, and so it is a wax crayon, a colored pencil, and also it can turn into a watercolor pencil. So you can add water to it and do stuff for watercolor. And then finally, my favorite Crayola Megas. And like I said, these were my favorites, and I can't, let's see, where's my box? Oh, here's my box. I love them, love them, love them, and I can't find them anymore. There they are, but they're nice and thick. And I like them a lot. Okay, so there we go. Those are different. I'll take still pictures of each one and post it up there so you can see what each one looks like. All right, so thank you for joining us. Tune in again on Monday and Holly will have something for you. So thanks for joining. Bye.